What's up, guys? It's t.aubrey. Thank you for clicking on the video because I need your help. But we'll get to that in a second. This video is going to be a little different, very off the cuff. Obviously, Spaceman Zach is not here. That is primarily because him and his wife had their son a little over a week ago, which is awesome. But they're kind of currently adjusting to the craziness of all of that. Everyone go wish them a congratulations if you haven't already. I'm sure they'd super appreciate that. But really why I wanted to make this video is because we've both noticed that a lot of the people who have watched the podcast so far are other independent artists, and we've done our best to kind of offer some advice. And especially on our last episode, it was kind of centered around advice for artists based on some questions we got from you guys. And I think we both really enjoy talking about that. And I think we both feel like we do have a little bit to offer in terms of like guidance for people who are maybe just starting out or who don't have a ton of wherewithal for everything that goes into being an independent artist. We're very much coming from a place of learning everything ourselves over time. Like I've been managing Zach since like 2017, so about 8 years now. I've been doing videos and like working in the industry for 10 to 11 years now. Zach's been making music his whole life. You know, we don't have any like schooling or like uh, anything like that, but I think we do have a good amount of real world experience and like perspective on certain things. And we really enjoy sharing that. And like, I think we kind of exist in a climate where a lot of artist advice and stuff, like if you watch a TikTok that's like, here's 5 things you can do to make your song go viral, or here's, you need a hook to make your TikTok go viral, blah, blah, blah. I think a lot of that is good information, and all of that content, I'm sure, like, is the intention behind it is, like, well-meaning. I think that what there's a lack of in this kind of space is a little bit of honesty and realism, and just being realistic and having realistic expectations about things, because I can kinda come from a place, and I think Zach agrees, that, like, you can follow advice like that, like, "Here's 5 things you can do," or "Here's 10 things you can do," or "Do this," or "Don't do that," and that doesn't mean you can do everything right, and that doesn't mean that you'll get exactly what you want, and that's just the reality of the situation. But I think what's damaging sometimes about that type of content is, and this is me speaking from personal experience, is that if you do everything right and then it kind of doesn't pan out, even if you do it 100 times, give it like 100 tries, I would a lot of times start to feel bad about myself. I'm like, oh, something must be wrong with me, or something must be wrong with like what I'm making, because I'm doing technically what I'm supposed to be doing, and it's not giving me like results that I want. And then you start to feel bad for about yourself. At least I did. And I feel like that's where that type of content can be damaging sometimes and really frustrating to listen to. And I think an important thing to remember about that type of content too, and I do truly believe a lot of it is like well intentioned, but those people making those TikToks or advice videos most of the time are also wanting those advice videos or TikToks to go viral. Like they're going about it in a way and presenting things in a way that would like elicit them going viral or doing really well. And I think it's important to understand that and know that. And me and Zach were talking a little bit, and like, I would love to create a space where we can share advice and maybe give a little more realistic opinions about things and advice about our own experiences, but also open a door for bigger conversations, maybe with other people or anything that you guys want to talk about. Even if we can't give you like an exact answer or give you an answer that like lays everything out, we can at least have a conversation about it and share insights and stuff. And like I said, maybe that can develop into like doing some interviews with people who do have more experience and stuff like that, and just kind of open up more opportunities for our platform to continue to provide like value and education in this space. So that's kind of what I wanted your help with. And my question to you guys is, if you're an independent artist of any kind, what would you guys like to know? What would be valuable to you guys? Do you guys have any ideas about things you would like us to make, things that we could talk about? Because we also don't have to format everything in like a podcast format. If you guys want us to make videos that like go step by step through certain things, like putting together an ad campaign, putting together like a drop schedule, putting together like a release plan, for an album or singles or whatever, we can do that, but we just want to be making stuff that like you guys would like to see and that would be the most helpful. So that's my question to you guys where you could help is like if you're interested in us trying to provide a little bit of content in this like artist advice space, we would love to do that. There were so many times where I was trying to build myself up, whether that be in videography or management or whatever, and like I wished there was more resources or advice or something. And I just feel like there's kind of a lack of that. So, yeah, like I said, we would love to fill that space. If you guys are interested, please just let us know what you might like advice about, what you might like to see, what you like might like to hear us talk about, anything like that. Let us know in the comments. Feel free to DM us. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. We still want to do brackets and like fun stuff on this channel, especially as we're deciding exactly what to do with it. And obviously the podcast episodes. But anything supplemental to that, we would love to make that would be helpful to you guys because I don't know. I feel compelled to share any advice and insight that I have, and I think this is a good platform to do it. So sorry, I'm kind of yapping. Thanks for watching the video if you made it this far, and we should be back soon, hopefully with some more content. Thanks, guys. Love you so much. Go tell Zach congrats on his new baby, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.